Okay, guys, we're ready to do our iris. I've got my tools ready. I've got the brushes. I even have a little mop brush here, a big mop brush that we're going to use for a pretty background, 11 by 14 canvas, and our multi-surface paints. This is all the same brand, just different labels. Should be the labels that are out there in most of the stores that you see or in our kit. All right. So we've got floating medium, which is right here in the double loader. This is the double loader palette inside of the palette, all right? And we've got floating medium. We've got the two greens. I've got a thicket and a citrus green here. And then I have daffodil yellow and a moon yellow because I wanted a darker yellow. I have wicker white, dioxazine purple, and violet pansy, and our one-stroke brushes. And the mop brush is fun because the mop brush is going to give us a kind of watercolor background. So does that sound good? Well, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to put this palette to the side, and I am going to wet my mop brush. This is the 11 by 14 wrap canvas, and I'm going to pick up some colors that I would like in the background. So the first color I'm going to pick up, I'm going to put water here because I want a watercolor effect back here. All right, and I'm going to have my blow dryer too, hair dryer or heat pen, whichever works for you. All right. Now, that was violet pansy. Let's put a little bit of darker in here. All right. And I want that watercolor effect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out that color and work in some green. Okay. See, I'm working it in the water over here. And you could put some darker blues in here. All right, so I'm going to grab my blue, and it's going to be a Prussian blue. All right, so that's on I've just put it on a foam plate so I can get to it easily. All right, and if you have lots of water, you can take your time doing this, which I have lots of water. Okay, now I could still come in here and drip a little bit more, splatter it, let it run some. All right, now let me get my hair dryer. All right, so I'm just going to wipe that up. You can put paper towels underneath to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere you don't want it to go. All right, and I can come here, tap that on the side because it's still dripping. There we go. And I like things to run on the side, guys, when you're painting because then when it hangs up on the wall, wherever it's coming from, you will see the side of it with something there. So it's more interesting. What I'm going to do with a piece of chalk is I want to decide where I want the center of the flower. I'm hoping you can see this. And I'm going to take one petal there and one petal here. Okay, on the two sides. And then in front, I'm going to put the big petal in the front. Now these are going to go out this way a little bit more, and they go first, and then the center petal is going to go. All right. Then we're going to come down here with a petal and over here with a petal. And then we can decide where to put the buds. I don't have to do that in advance. But in here, we are going to put this center beard that goes in there. So I hope you guys can see that enough. All right, so right here is one, right here is another, and then our big one here. One here, one here. Okay, now the stem for this is going to come from under here. Okay, so we're going to go here to the double loader. This is the darker purple here, and that's what we're going to do later. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this off, and we're just going to get the violet pansy and the white. See how I'm splitting? I split right there, and I'm going to come over here and work it in. And this kind of controls you. It keeps you in this channel right there. And this helps people who are struggling with double loading. And see, I've got a majority of wicker white. So I'm not doing half and half. I am doing it like 2/3 white and 1/3 violet pansy. All right. So I want the white to be on the outside here. So let's turn this canvas so we can work on it. And we're going to start here in the middle. And I'm going to dip a little bit more white. Okay. A little bit of white. And then we can come down. Okay, so that's what we're going to see. All right, now I'm just going to dip white only and work this in again. So I'm kind of flattening. I'm not using the floating medium yet, as long as this feels like butter when you're putting it on. I could have done a little bit darker green behind this one so it shows out up better, but I think you'll be happy. All right, so look, we're going to come right here. But when you're doing your color in the back, you could have it darker back here. All right, a little bit more white, dip a little bit more. You see, I lay it out to the side, out, and then I stand back up. I can also come back here and put extra white so that really shows. Okay. See, if you don't like something, just pick up more paint and come right back. See my little finger steadying me a little bit. There we go. So you've got those two side petals. And they come up like that from the center. Now I can come back in there and shade more colors in there after this dries. But what I want to see on the center is I want a little bit of the violet pansy on the outside of this and white on the inside, because then we're going to work some yellow in here. All right, so let's come here. Oops, violet pansy. Now look, I'm going to dip straight in the medium and then work that in. Because sometimes chalk makes it a little dry. All right, a little bit more medium. And sometimes just put like the purple edge, the violet pansy edge into the medium just to work it in. Now irises come in so many beautiful colors. This is just one option, but I like getting seed packet mail order catalogs because they show you a multitude of beautiful iris colors or pansy colors or whatever flower you're trying to do. So I'm sure they have those online too. Okay, so we got the two side petals, the one center petal, and then we're going to shade inside of that with beautiful colors. Now, the two that come out from the bottom, guys, they're going to have dioxazine purple, a deep, deep purple, and they're going to have the white in the middle. Okay, and what happens here is going to be more white up here. So we'll start like this, and then we're going to work out here. All right, and then we'll bring white back up in there. Okay, and outside of that, we're going to put some stamens in there. All right, now I can bring a little bit more white here. So you got to come from the middle. Now I need more purple. So see, I'm going more dioxazine, a teeny bit of medium, work that in. So we're going to come here, just ripple it. Ah, more purple. Right here. See, my eyes are only looking at the purple. Let's get a little bit more purple dioxazine. All right, so as I come around, just remember, you can move your canvas. And bring the white in. Okay, so that one looks like it's a little bit closer to me, but which is fine. But if I want to even them out, which the flowers would not be absolutely perfect, as those petals are coming out, I can bring a little bit more in. Okay. All right. So then, so isn't that going to be pretty? Especially when we put green and stuff in here, green and some buds in here. Okay. So we're going to start up here again with white. Up here. And that's where the stamens and the pollen's going to be. All right. So let's go back and get dioxazine purple again. Look, so I'm picking up the purple and the white. I'm working it in right here, back and forth. All right. And if you need to, you pick up a teeny bit of white, and I can come over here and grab a little bit of that blue. Okay, just a touch of that blue. Okay. So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit here and a little bit there. And then we need a lot of purple, dioxazine purple. You really want it dramatic. I'll pick up some more blue, so really, now watch, I'm really making that dramatic out there. Okay. And there we go. All right, so I'm going to put that 3/4 in there, and I'm going to bring my 12 because I want to just lightly come in here with white and brush a little bit of white in here. All right. And we want some pure white in here because then our yellow goes in there. So with one stroke painting, I want you to know if you're happy with the way this looks just like this without adding, which that's all I did for years, is I'd do that and I would quit after I put some yellow in here. And that's enough. But I'm going to show you how you can shade those petals even more, just in case you like that look. All right, so I've got the 16 flat. I'm going to let that sit and dry just a hair. I'm going to dampen it. You always dampen your brush. Okay, let me pull my paper down. All right, so then we lay it on our paper towel. Then we're going to come here and split the brush in half. Split it, pick up paint, and then work it in. Okay, can y'all see that? Real important that you grab that color, then you work it in. Okay, so I can go to this wet palette and I can pick up, say, some purple, or I can pick up some of that blue in there. Just get you some shades going on in there. They're kind of nice. All right, so under here, I'm going to carefully go along there and pull. See my little fingers touching to steady me. All right, now I can come in here and put a little bit of light in there. Okay, so we're going to have, let's get some more blue. We're going to have a couple of buds up here. And we're going to go behind here. All right, and then an iris bud there. Come past here. And then we're going to have a big one right over here. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go into some of that blue medium, work it in, and then what I want to see, those are bright and vivid, but what we want to do is do a couple of these. Now, what I want you to see is I'm going to come right here on the chisel, lay the brush down, and stand up. Now, I picked up a little bit of purple, white, and green, and roll that. Okay, and there's going to be a bud in there, so I can put that underneath before I put that bud on that stem. You see right there? I'm going to work in a bud right there. So I'm just using some of these other colors in here, and even some blue and medium. So that was a lot of extras. Okay. So you can go up and you can come right back down. You can have like grass, so some of the leaves come from the ground. They're not, lots of people make a mistake and they make them all from one spot. But if you look at how they grow, they spread out and come out of the ground at different spots. Okay, and then up here, I can bring a few more pieces of greenery in here. Okay, but you're gonna have to kind of come in here and make sure there's some kind of stems coming down. All right, or come right here and do a heavier one. which would cover up some of that, and that might make more sense with a stem in the middle, a vein in the middle. Okay, so you have some of that green in the background, you have some purple in the background, and I'm still letting my center dry. We will have to probably use a dryer on that, but I want to show you that I'm going to pick up some purple. That's dioxazine. You can have lavender, violet pansy, and dioxazine. And then, all right, we have those two buds there. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit of white with the violet pansy. And let's do a bigger bud here. So we're coming up from the bottom with dioxazine. All right. And then we're going to take the white and violet pansy. And we have one side here. And then look at this. You bring another side on that side like it's opening. We'll put a little bit over here. So along here, I'm going to pick up some citrus and sap. See, I split it. I've cleaned the brush. And then I'm going to bring some yellow in here. All right. Okay, we're going to come with some green on the outside with that yellow. Put a little bit of white. And then right here, I'm going to put a little bit of white, yellow, citrus. All right, so hopefully those buds will stand out a little bit. Okay, so this is just giving you a different experience of backgrounds and adding flowers and adding green leaves, and all of that just adds to, wow, there's my big flower when it's done. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up floating medium on my 12, and I'm going to grab just the corner of that bright daffodil yellow, so it's brighter. Okay, so I can come in here and just add little bits of yellow there. And if it's dry and you're unhappy, you can take a paper towel and just wipe this right back off. All right, if you're not happy with that look, I can just wipe it off because it is it's got a sealer in the paint, so it's like a varnish, and so it's all dry, and so it's good. All right, now I'm going to come right in here and just brush a little bit floating medium and daffodil just for the color. And I even can add a little bit of that bright daffodil down here, just a little bit. And that's kind of muted back there, so that wouldn't happen. Okay, so we're going to bring some brighter yellow right in there. Okay, so now we're going to come in here and get moon yellow. So I'm going to wipe that brush off, get more medium, and don't get too much medium at a time, okay? So see how I'm picking up that daffodil? I mean, moon yellow, moon yellow. All right, so we're going to bring that moon yellow up here. And one of the things I like to do in here, I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to pick up this. Okay. Now, I'm going to add some whites in there, but let me show you. Let's get it in here first. Okay. All right. So that floating medium will let me take off some of the paint or add some paint. See, I keep the floating medium so the white shows through. And I just have the moon yellow on the tip of that brush. Oops. Okay. All right, so that gives you a brighter yellow in there. Now I'm going to pick up moon yellow and white, and I'm going to flatten that. Got a hair that's out there. So moon yellow and white, and we're going to go just like this. All right. So what's going to happen is you're pushing, and this makes like pollen here. Okay, you can put just a little bit in here too. Remember what I said, it looks pretty even if you don't do this, but I just kind of like seeing this. All right, so right in the center, I can add just a little bit here and a little bit here. All right, and then I want to put a strong white here. Now, now what we do to finish up is we can take and put some little white ripples in here. All of this is just added if you want it to be more. It's kind of fun. We have so much more for you guys. We're so excited about all the new shows and things that we're going to be putting on for you. So be sure that you join us and be part of this education that I'm going to be doing here. All right, so see how that yellow just makes it wow? We can also kind of pull down a little bit more here. All right, now I'm going to wipe that off and I'm going to pick up some of the, oops, I don't want that, just dioxazine purple. And this chisel instead of the liner brush, okay? And what you're going to do is we're going to bring purple. We do this on orchids too, this whole look that you're seeing. All right. And right in here, we can get, go right back and forth in here with the two colors. What can happen here is it gives you the illusion that it's rolling and going under here. There we go. And I can just keep playing with it, but you don't have to. So look. Stop at any time, okay? You can say, oh, I liked it before, don't make me do that. So you don't have to, just remember, you don't have to. I want you to have a good time with me and learn one stroke painting, one stroke at a time. And guess what happened? You're becoming an artist one stroke at a time. So think about that. There we go. Gives you a little bit of fun. If you don't like all the white, you can come back in here. Ooh, look at that. And put a little violet pansy in the white. And so it just lightens it up. But that first stroke gave you, that's good. Work it in, work it in, work it in. Hope you like that. We're going to sign it and share it. How's that sound? I love to have you share your paintings. This is, I'm using the 2 script liner and I put water in it. Usually don't do water, but that use floating medium. But when I'm signing my name, I make it inky. So when I say inky, that means I am using a little water. So it turns out like ink. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.